Alright, welcome to the Metroid Planets community race for March. This is the Zebeth race, and I am Vacant Shade, and with me I have.
Me, the guy who tells the really bad puns and tortures the community as a whole. That said, looks like we've already started off to an interesting race with a missile pack right off the bat, which will make it a little easier for them to get into some of the side doors. So the map's going to open up pretty quickly. The question is, are they going to pick the right doors? What do you think? You did. Let's see where this stands right now. And it looks like I lost a vacant shade, but that's okay. We will be getting back. Ah, there you are. Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry about that. I noticed rating element was the one planet. I think they skipped the just letting the planet.
All right, so as I was saying, early on, they found a missile pack right at the entrance point, which opens up the map quite a bit. But I believe that the real question is going to be, do they pick the right door from there? And what do you think is going to happen from here?
Well, it's hard to say as far as the different players we have here. I think all of them are fairly familiar with the layout, item locations. So I think it's going to come down to more just who chooses what route and who's more comfortable with a lower percentage, perhaps.
Well, low percentage on Zebeth is going to, randomized, I should say, is going to depend heavily on how lucky you are to avoid getting power-ups you don't need. That said, though, having looked at the map, and this time we actually do have a map of everything handy, the map for the original Zebeth on Metroid is actually very simple compared to most modern Metroid games, well, all modern Metroid games, and particularly against randomizer stuff. And it looks like MST has found a morph ball, which is going to be a very critical item for getting anywhere in this. But it looks like he is running back. He is not going to try to go down into Norfair yet. So he
Yeah,
is
and that
not
could
comfortable with trying that.
that's kind of a gamble because really, for the players to progress, they need Morph Ball and bombs. And so it looks like MST is really betting on the fact that bombs must be somewhere in Brinstar, not that first item in North.
Yeah. The question is, how much of a risk do you want to take on that particular choice? Because either way you go with it, if you guess wrong, that can be easily a minute of wasted time. And it looks like Sawa has respawned.
Yeah, I believe they checked the vanilla bomb spot and respawned there after that.
Looks like Sawa's sitting on 15 missiles, which is a pretty good amount to be starting with. MST's sitting at 10. Frozen Lake's sitting at 15 as well. And Raining Elementalist is sitting at 10. Let's see, looking over the map here, I can say that it really does look like, as of right now, I would put MST in the lead by just a small amount. But it remains to be seen whether that's any real kind of lead. Too early to make any claims.
Yeah, we have a few changes to the layout, as some viewers might have already noticed. But the that first kind of room there and start after the starting area with that. Normally forces morph ball. That's been opened up a little bit, and that allows the randomizer to give a lot more variance to the item locations than would be normally possible. So you also
Absolutely.
might see that in Novus as well. There's a couple of changes there to help make prevent any problems with exploring the world with the limited item set.
In the case of randomizing Zebeth, if you didn't have that open up like that, it would definitely create what I would consider to be a lot more limitations as to where you can actually put things. And so that was one of the most important upgrades you did to the randomizer mode, in my opinion, anyway.
It looks like we've got at least two of our runners in a North Fair now.
Yep. And the question here, let's see. So it looks like none of them have any beam upgrades yet, but based on what we've seen of the map here, I would not say that it's extremely likely that we'll be seeing any beam upgrades anytime immediately.
Yeah. Sala, though, has alms, so they're already on a good pace. They're in North Fair with morph and bombs.
And high jump, which is kind of a good start there, and they're using the respawn to get back after grabbing the high jump, which is a very good tactical decision.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, MST is trying to get out of the Ice Beam Hall, which is actually considerably easier on this version of the game compared to NES Metroid.
And Raining Elementalist also in North Fair, but without bombs, so they're having a little trouble exploring. Looks like they're trying to check out some of these items in the
Oh
upper right.
no. Did MST just go where I thought he went? Yes, he did.
Yeah, I'm not
I can't
sure
believe
what
he took
prompted
that
that
risk.
decision. Maybe
Not
he's
like
going
there's an item
for
down there.
100% map completion this run.
Looks like I got two of our players with an energy tank, which definitely does not hurt their odds.
Mm-hmm. So it's like Sawa's opted to check the top right of North Red as well, probably hoping to grab some E-tanks or more missiles.
Yeah, that would be one of the best solutions for looking for some quick power-ups this early in it. If you were playing a non-randomized run, you typically probably wouldn't go up there.
Oh, and Raining finding various suits, so that's going to be a big help for them. And
And
Sawa
Sawa
finding
just
it,
got it too.
yeah.
That's going to help them when they get into hideout too, if they aren't extremely comfortable with the battling in there. Of course, that would also depend heavily on whether they actually go and find Screw Attack. Screw Attack makes Hideout 2 considerably easier, but and MST is the first to get Ice Beam. Will he make the jump back up by uncurling? No, he's actually going to respawn.
Huh. The Ice Beam find obviously it's going to help a lot with Grade Fight, but it might prove useful in Hideout too if he doesn't find too much energy on the way there.
Yeah, without Screw Attack, Ice Beam is going to be the thing that's his most likely salvation for survival in there. So we're up to 30 missiles, 35 missiles, and Frozen Lake sitting at 20. Ooh, wasted a couple there. Can't get in there. Looks like he's missing the bombs still.
Seems Raining's backtrack to Prince Star looking for those bombs that they really need in order to make any progression. And MST's just continuing to plow through Kraid. Looks like he's looking to fight Kraid.
Yeah, it looks like he's heading down there first rather than going down to Hideout 2, which can be a good decision if you're not feeling comfortable with the gear you have for that particular fight. Looks like he checked the side hall right next to Kraid. Nothing there. Of course, he is not going to go back up that hallway. I guarantee you he is going to respawn.
Yeah, one of the things with Hideout 1 or Kraid's Lair, where MST is that all the enemies hit for 20 damage. So going in there with just no E-tanks, no Varia, you can only take 5 hits and you're dead. So it's definitely a bit of a challenge, especially against upcoming Kraid fight.
Yeah, I'm expecting he's going to use the standard issue trick of freezing the middle spine after it gets out of Kraid and then hammering him with missiles as fast as he can until that spine unfreezes, because that's really about the only sane option he has. And he might check what's underneath the Kraid door there if he gets really, really desperate for additional energy, but there's no guarantee that's going to be energy. It could just be, uh-oh, he is in trouble. Oh, that didn't pan out for him.
Meanwhile, we got Frozen Lake about to pick up their bombs at the Vanilla location, it seems, and Sala's doing a bit of exploration here in Norfair, checking the high jump location.
Right now, it's definitely still anybody's race, and MST has decided he is not comfortable with trying to do that fight with what he has, and I can't say I blame him.
Yeah, it's possible he's going to check this E-tank location, see if there's an E-tank. Nope. So yeah, it looks like he's headed back towards Norfair, perhaps.
Looking at the locations of the energy tanks, wow, these are actually not going to be very easy in general, are they? Based on what I am seeing, going for where we know the Varia suit to be is actually probably the most intelligent option, assuming you know it's there. Of course, since these players won't know that at the beginning, there's going to be a certain amount of luck involved in making the right decisions to get there.
Yeah. Sala definitely having the lead, but from what we've seen so far, looks like Sala's interested in picking up a few extra items along the way. There and Ridley getting the upper item there, so we'll see if that ends up being to their benefit or lets some of these other players catch up.
Well, Wave Beam does have a much higher damage potential, and considering that Ridley doesn't really require you to freeze the projectiles that much comparatively. Yep, Sawa found the fastest route to get down into the hidden passage down there. He still has to deal with these two on his way back out.
Seen Frozen Lake's gone into Kraid doing a little exploration there. It ended up taking a death, which is unfortunate, but still pressing on.
Meanwhile, Raining Elementalist is going for where the Varia suit would normally be, trying to infinite bomb jump. Having a little bit of trouble with the timing on that today, though. And Sawa makes a bomb jump. And there's high jump for MST. I imagine he's feeling a little bit frustrated with the beginning of his run here. Since Sawa also has long beam, that's going to make a big difference in terms of being able to safely do damage at a distance. But he's going for a base tank technique, and there's your first mini boss kill. Sawa might actually win this one.
Yeah, they definitely have the lead as far as progress here. So it unless they take a lot of detours or one of these other players makes some progress fast, it definitely looks that way.
The primary concern that they're going to have is trying to find the ice beam, though, and the locations for ice beam are not what I would consider to be extraordinarily friendly. Well, one of the two. The one isn't going to be too bad. Good thing that there's two ice beams in there.
Yeah, as some who are familiar with planets may know, there's uh, the vanilla items in the game, and then there's also Spring Ball, which was released for the Planet Enigma. And we'll be seeing some new items for Planet Enigma as well in the future. One of the things that we might see in a future update at some point is another randomizer mode that allows you to mix in those newer items into the existing pool. So we might be able to see some new strategies or some new routes here in these planets in the future.
That'll be for Enigma or for also Zebeth and Novus?
Also, Zebeth and Nubis.
That absolutely could help those two planets. More the original than Novus. Novus does have a fairly complicated map comparatively, but getting rid of some of the extra missile tanks in favor of more power-up options would definitely spice up the original map a bit. So, where we stand right now, it looks like Sawa still needs Ice Beam to proceed, or Screw Attack. I'm not anticipating anyone will actually find Screw Attack on this particular run, though. So, Ice Beam is going to be critical.
The run through Torian is definitely uh, pretty challenging if you don't have Screw Attack or Ice Beam. So the players are definitely going to want to pick that up if at all possible.
Right. Hasn't MST actually done complete runs of Turian without either?
I believe so.
I know that at least one of our resident speedrunners has done that. And it looks like MST has found the long beam. And it looks like Reigning Elementalist just got crayed.
So then two of our racers have taken down a boss. Obviously, Sawa still has this bit of an edge because they're coming into Kraid's lair to fight Kraid, whereas Reigning Elementalist has to backtrack all the way back through Norfair to Ridley.
Looks like MST is going to be going for the Ridley kill here shortly. But with relatively low health, that was kind of a risky situation there, but there's one boss down.
Yeah, I believe that MST picked up Varia in Norfair, so that's probably what saved them there just now.
Yeah, in my opinion, I would say Kraid is the harder of the two by quite a bit. Sawa just found Ice Beam. I wouldn't call the race over with. There's still plenty of time for things to change, but it is definitely encouraging on Sawa's behalf that he has basically everything he needs to finish this.
Yeah. Something else to note is the runners are being ranked by in-game time, and Reigning Elementalist actually had a start. They started a bit late because they had the wrong planet to begin with, so they're actually about a minute, 2 minutes behind in the game time. So that
Ah,
really kind of makes them have a fighting chance here against Sawa.
admittedly true. Yes. And that's why we use the in-game timer for this, is that because it's almost impossible to synchronize multiple streams together, you really have to have some kind of measuring stick you can use to compare the way these players are playing.
Yeah, definitely.
Frozen Lake had a death on Kraid. Sawa is going for the kill and has perfected the middle spine kill there. And got an extra energy tank on the way out. Raining is heading down towards Hideout 2. MST is going past Fake Kraid and going in the back door, it looks like. Sawa has 3 energy tanks, which should be enough to do the job, assuming he doesn't get grabbed by a Metroid and get torn up. MST now has a Kraid kill.
Yeah, so that means both Sawa and MST are in go mode for Mother Brain. And MST, it looks like, has about 25 seconds less on their clock than. Oh, I'm sorry, more like 30 seconds less on their clock than Sawa. So, depending, it's going to be close, I think.
Yeah, I would say that there are really good odds on that one. About 30 seconds to get to the top of the hallway, more or less. So MST might be maybe another 10, 15 seconds behind. Sawa just had a brush with the Metroid, which is not going to help his time. If that had been me, I would have just bombed the Metroid off and gone through the door in a hurry and not worried too much about the energy
Yeah, Sawa
this
does
late
have
in a
one
race.
E-Tank over MST, so it could come down to that. We'll see if that E-Tank makes the difference here.
Yeah, meanwhile, MST does have the various suit, which may make that extra energy a little less necessary, but hard to say.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Frozen Lake's having a little trouble here in Kraid's lair. Looks like they've. I know they've been going through this area a bit, and I think maybe they've taken a death or two. So having a little trouble here. Seems like they don't have Varia. They only have two E-Tanks, so that's completely understandable.
Yeah, and they're going down an area that typically you wouldn't want to go into. Not a whole lot back there in the way of items. Metroid 1 does have a few what I'd consider to be dead end areas that are kind of a trap for the unwary player. Okay, Sawa's now doing damage to Mother Brain, and MST is just a bit behind.
Yeah, so falling into that uh, pit trap on the left, but that high jump that they have really helped make that process a lot smoother getting out of there. I don't know that MST has that. Okay, I think he did pick up high jump, so.
Yeah, MST did get high jump.
And Reigning Elementalist is about to enter Torian. About a minute and 40 seconds behind on their time from MST's current time.
Based on what I'm seeing, my guess would be Sawa by a nose, then MST, and then Reigning Elementalist about a minute behind, maybe slightly more. Let's see what that clear time was. That was 24 minutes, 55 seconds.
Yeah, so Sawa, our first runner to finish. And we'll see how their time compares. MST is about to enter the escape.
Let's see, and almost 25 minutes on that. It's going to be within 10 seconds. This is going to be really close. Oh, that fall just hurt him bad. So close. We are talking about maybe 10 to 15 seconds here.
Yeah, I think you're right. 25. Wait.
Oh,
so
wait.
yeah, just 13-second difference there. We have Sawa in first place, MST in second. It's
Looks
possible
like
Raining
Raining is going to
could
have this one.
squeeze in there, depending on how they do on this Mother Brain fight. They're still at 24 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah. If they get out of this fast enough, they might actually have a... Uh-oh. What are you doing?
Like they're having a bit of trouble there with the Rinkas. They're probably a bit worried about their health right now.
Yeah, that much is really obvious there, but that cost them big on time. Now they have to get out of here within the next 10 seconds in order to have a first place clear. I will say this, if Raining hadn't actually panicked on the Rinkas in a freezing, he would have had first place on this based on what I'm seeing. And his climb is really good.
Yeah, it's going to be really close for second, but I think they're going to just miss it.
Oh! Yeah, that looks like they did.
Finish time just a few seconds short of second place there.
This ended up being a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, really good run for all three of our runners there that have finished so far.
So we have 24:59 for Sawa, we have 25:13 for MST, and 25:14 for Reigning Elementalist.
All right.
I guess we should see if Sawa wants to do an interview.
Yeah, we'll put him in. Hello.
Hey.
How are you feeling about your run?
I can't believe it.
You managed to catch the right items in the right order without a whole lot of backtracking. You actually did really well on this run. I have to say, I'm actually pretty impressed with that. It came down to the wire at the end with three of you within a 1 minute time of each other, but you came out ahead by a 14-second lead. Nicely done. Any thoughts or comments you'd like to make?
You know, I took a few extra detours in Norfair that I felt like I regretted. But the very sake that I had found bombs where I found bombs gave me so much more confidence for the rest of the run.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you knew where some of those items were, I will say this. Screw attack was going to be something nobody was ever going to find. It was that far out of the way. And so the question came down in my mind as to whether you guys were going to find bomb fast enough to be able to make a difference. Or, excuse me, not bomb, ice beam fast enough to make a difference or not.
So where would be Screw then? Underneath Ridley or the far left of Kraid?
Neither.
Varia?
No, the very, very bottom right of Norfair.
Oh, past the B class.
Yeah. Way out of the way. An area in a race that you would probably never hit unless you had hit everything else on the map. And literally, we're looking at it like, well, I guess I should start hitting the dregs because those are areas you normally would not want to go to. So,
yeah, I wouldn't go that far out of the way.
Any thoughts or opinions before we, any other, I should say, thoughts or opinions before we let you get back to celebrating your victory?
I wish I had more puns.
Yeah. Well, maybe next month. We'll have to see about that. Anything you'd like to say, Vacant?
No, just really solid gameplay all around. It's great to have you in the race and to catch you again in the future for any races we might have.
It'll definitely be good to see you back for that. Sorry, go on now.
We're doing a Novus pretty soon?
Yeah, I think so, if we have enough research for it.
Well, I'm down.
Right.
I'm really pleased I got the first place. Again, that's... And it's my birthday tomorrow, so...
Oh, well, happy birthday. And congratulations on your birthday victory, then.
Thank you.
Alrighty, then. Well, we'll see if Reigning Elementalist has anything to say. Let me check.
I'm assuming MST will not?
I don't think so.
Well, we should ask anyway, but...
Yeah.
There is one quick thing.
Go ahead.
My ending screen said 24:55. The route review here shows mission finished 24:58, and then the actual clock says 24:59.
Yeah, I did notice that.
The most accurate time is the one that you see on the ending screen. I think the time for the route replay is a little off because of some issue with respawning. Like when you respawn, it rounds up a second, depending on where you are in the second. So that can cause it to be a couple seconds more if you respawn a bunch. So hopefully that'll be
Okay.
fixed
I did.
soon.
I used that like 4 or 5 times.
That's pretty standard issue, yeah. Hi there, Dante. We have just finished the Zebeth race. There may actually be an upcoming Novus race today. First, we need to check and see if our other completionists would like to make any comments on how their run went.
Hello, Raining Elementalist.
Hello.
Nice
So,
job on your run.
yeah, you did really well. You were all within a very short distance of each other on that one. It could have gone in any direction at any point on that. How are you feeling about your run as a whole?
Pretty smooth. I was thinking more bomb had to be in that spot. It was kind of like the last location.
Yeah, there are only a few places it can really be in order to allow for normal progression. Novus is much more open than Zebus is, and so there's a lot more places you can feasibly put that sort of thing. But the critical items for Zebus have to be really quickly accessible. And so a lot of the early race tends to hinge on whether you're able to get Morph Ball, Bombs, or Ice Beam. I should say Morph Ball, Bombs, and or Ice Beam early enough.
Right,
Did you
right.
Did you feel like you made any major mistakes in this run? Anything you feel like you wish you'd changed?
Well, I started Norvis, and I was like, oh, whoops.
Yeah, when I saw you on the wrong planet, I was worried just more so that it would throw your game off because I know that can be a bit, shake you up a bit when you realize you got to change things last second there. But you did really well. You came back and you played a good game, so I'm glad.
Yeah, I was like, hold on. So if I didn't make that mistake, I probably could have got first. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Well,
Yeah,
nervousness will get to you. I've done races in the past myself, and I have to say the most difficult opponent to get past in any kind of a race is the one inside your own head. Once you start making mistakes, that can snowball into you losing your grip entirely. Happened to me more than a few times.
Yeah, totally.
Any other thoughts or feelings you'd like to give on this race or on Metroid Planets as a whole?
No, it was pretty good. I enjoy it.
all right then. Well, thanks so much for joining in the race. Seeing your enthusiasm for Novus earlier, hopefully we'll see you back for the Novus race in just a little bit. But if not, it's great having you with us for the Zebeth race.
Oh, indeed. I will be sticking around.
Well, then I look forward to seeing how you guys do on that one.
All right, thank you very much for the interview.
Thanks for having me.
All right, and
And
with that, we've wrapped up our Zebeth race for today. We'll, as you probably heard, we'll be coming back for the Novus race probably in about half an hour or so. We have to get the racers set up and prepped and all that.
yep. And as a result, the stream itself will be probably shutting out for that duration while we get everything settled. But we will be coming back to go ahead and do that second race.
Yeah. So until then, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all in a little while.
Indeed.